There is a kind of heartbreak that the world still doesn't fully understand. When you lose a cat, someone will almost always say it, maybe gently, maybe without thinking. It was just a pet. And if you found this video because you are grieving right now, you already know how wrong those words feel. What leaves your home is not just an animal. It is a presence, a rhythm, a warmth that filled the corners of your days in ways you didn't fully notice, until it was gone. The sound of paws moving across the floor at night, the familiar weight settling beside you on the couch, the way they always seemed to know when you needed company, and appeared quietly, without being asked. Their absence doesn't just leave a silence, it changes the shape of the entire house. Before we go any further, I want to say something directly to you. Your grief is real. Your pain is not an overreaction. And the depth of what you are feeling right now exists because the bond you had was real, deeply, genuinely real. Grief after losing a cat doesn't follow a clean path. It doesn't arrive once, move through you, and politely step aside. It comes in waves. Sometimes small, a quiet ache at the end of the day, and sometimes large, the kind that catch you completely off guard in an ordinary moment and suddenly you can't breathe. Sadness, guilt, disbelief, anger, relief, gratitude, numbness. Sometimes all of those things live inside the same afternoon. And one of the hardest parts of this grief is that the world keeps moving as if nothing has changed. You go through your day, you do what needs doing, and no one around you necessarily knows that inside, everything feels different. The silence is usually the first thing you notice, not just quiet, but the specific absence of sounds that used to be part of the background of your life. Sounds so familiar you stopped hearing them consciously. The soft thud of a jump from the windowsill, the gentle meow from the other room, the sound of them eating or grooming or simply moving through the space. And then there are the habits, the ones your body hasn't caught up with yet. You still glance toward their favorite sleeping spot. You still slow down near the kitchen at their usual feeding time. You still reach toward the edge of the bed in the morning, expecting to feel them there. That is one of the most disorienting realities of grief. Love becomes memory before the rest of you is ready to accept it. Your mind knows, but your body is still living in before. For some people, the loss comes without warning. An accident, a sudden illness, a phone call that changes everything in an instant. One day your cat is there, normal, present, yours, and the next day they aren't. This kind of loss often carries shock alongside grief. The two feelings tangle together in ways that are hard to separate. The mind keeps returning to the last ordinary moment, replaying it, searching for something, a sign, an explanation, a way to understand how everything could change so fast. Unexpected loss also tends to carry the heaviest guilt, the questions that won't stop looping. Could I have noticed something sooner? Should I have taken them in earlier? Why didn't I know? These thoughts feel urgent and real when they arrive. But I want to say something gently and clearly. Those questions are not fair to you. Love does not make us all-knowing. It simply means we cared as fully as we could with the information we had in the moments we had it. That was enough. You were enough. Then there is the other kind of loss, the slow one, the aging cat whose steps have grown careful and deliberate, the chronic illness that changes the shape of your days together, the small signs that accumulate quietly, a shift in appetite, a reluctance to climb where they once leapt without thinking, each one gently telling you that time is becoming limited. This kind of grief is different because it begins before the loss itself. You find yourself grieving while they are still here. Every slower morning, every moment they choose to rest instead of play. Every day you hold them a little longer than usual, trying to memorize the weight of them in your arms. This is called anticipatory grief, and it asks something almost impossible of you, to hold love and loss at the same time, in the same moment, in the same body. It is one of the heaviest things a cat parent can carry. And it is within that slow grief that one of the most painful questions begins to emerge. How do I know when it's time? For many cat parents, this leads to one of the hardest decisions they will ever face. Many people carry guilt in the aftermath. Did I act too soon? Did I wait too long? Should I have tried one more thing? The truth is that there is rarely a moment that feels right, because love always wants one more day, one more morning, one more chance to sit beside them in the quiet. But compassion sometimes means letting go before suffering becomes the whole of their story. And if you have had to make that decision, please hear this clearly. You did not fail them. You loved them in the most selfless way possible at the moment it mattered most. Grief after euthanasia often carries something unexpected alongside the sadness. Relief, and that relief can feel confusing, even shameful, like it means something it doesn't. You may feel relieved that their pain is over, relieved that the long watching and waiting are finally done, relieved that they are at last at peace. That relief is not a betrayal of your love. It simply means your love had been carrying the weight of their suffering alongside your own. And now that weight has been set down. Grief has a way of bringing forward the small memories, not the grand ones, the small ones, the silly behaviors no one else would understand, the exact pitch of their meow when they were hungry, the way they always chose the most inconvenient spot, on your book, on your keyboard, directly in front of whatever you were trying to look at. The private language between the two of you, the looks, the routines, the small daily negotiations that made up the texture of a life shared together. These memories can hurt at first. Some of them hurt quite a lot, but something happens over time, not because you miss them less, but because love slowly changes form. The sharpness of absence begins gradually to soften into warmth. The ache of missing them becomes something closer to gratitude. Not that they are gone, but that they were here, that you had this, that the bond was real. Healing, when it comes, looks different for every person. For some, it looks like creating a small ritual, a photo placed somewhere meaningful, a paw print kept in a safe place, a candle lit on the days that feel heavy, a spot in the garden where something grows in their memory. These rituals matter more than they might seem. Grief needs somewhere to go. It needs a shape. A ritual gives form to something that might otherwise feel endless and formless. Saying their name out loud, sharing the stories, the funny ones, the strange ones, the ones only you would fully understand. Letting people know who your cat actually was, not just that you had one, but who they were, their name, their personality, the particular way they moved through the world and through your life. Keeping them spoken about keeps them present, in a different way, but present. To anyone still in the early days of this loss, when everything feels raw and the waves come without warning, I want to offer you this. Grief is not a sign that something is wrong with you. It is proof that something beautiful existed. The pain you feel right now is the echo of years of trust and comfort and quiet companionship and love. It is the cost of having loved fully and of having been loved in return in the particular wordless way that cats love. That cost is real, but so was the gift. One day, not today, and maybe not for a while, but one day the memories that make you cry right now will make you smile. One day, their stories will come more easily. One day, the love will still be there, but the sharpest part of the wound will have softened. Not because they mattered less, but because the bond has moved from their physical presence into something you carry inside you. They remain in the habits they shaped, in the spaces they used to fill, in the instincts your heart still holds on to, and in the love that doesn't leave, even when they do. If you are missing your cat today, know that you are not alone. Millions of people understand this exact silence, this exact ache, this exact kind of love that doesn't have a simple name. And the reason it hurts this much is because what you had was real, it was rare, and it was beautiful.